And there's a thing.
Welcome back once again to Grand Slam here on the MVG Networks. Glad you could join us here again for this exciting matchup. I have ice pack applied to my back and my head because of what happened last time. Courtesy of my friend up here in the booth with me, Travis Coulter. Travis, thanks for the ice packs, bro.
You're welcome on that. Glad to provide, and glad to be also here to provide additional commentary as well.
And to save me from getting my butt handed to me again if I screw up.
Yes, well, I don't think you have to worry about it because you're not having to mention the fruit or
that, yeah,
whatever.
That. Thankfully, no. And I think I should be spared this episode because it's two names that I shouldn't even entertain the thought of screwing up. It's Dave
one
versus
syllable name.
Scott. It's Dave versus Scott. Dave Standish versus Scott Michels. Let's tell the tape here.
Well, looking at the bracket, what do we got? Let's see. Bum, bum, bum. I gotta pull it up. What's their numbers at? Real quick.
Well, Scott comes in at the number 7 seed. He blasted Mark Leota in the opening round for nothing. Dave comes in at number 10. He didn't get a chance to play an opening round matchup, so he kind of comes in as the dark horse in this situation. But knowing Dave and knowing what he brings to the table and what he does up there in Canada, I wouldn't count him out.
No, definitely not. These two are definitely closely seated at this point, and Dave is definitely a smart person. I would not sleep on him. He's got a great bed of knowledge up there in his brain, and Scott Michels is a very fast person. He's been able to pull stuff from behind, and this should be an interesting matchup just because of those statistics right there.
Mm-hmm. And of course, down there, there you go. Statistics. We got a guy on the floor. It's our roving stats man, Stats O'Toole.
Hey, Stats O'Toole, what's the scoop?
I got demoted down here after I laid it on Jason last game. Sorry about that, by the way. I have to follow the rules.
My back thanks you, by the way.
I'm sorry, man.
You got a true punishment for making a balsa statement.
Thanks, Travis.
But, we're glad to have you here, and we're also glad to have our question man here, Turd Ferguson. Shall we take it away to the floor?
I'd say so. Question man. Make it happen.
Thank you for that. I was just in the middle of putting the comment up, but appreciate that. All right.
No,
players,
surprise.
Take your positions. All right, and I will say to our live audience out there, if you're wanting to make any comments and you are noticing that it's not showing up that it can do live comments, if you will close your YouTube out and come back in, there was a mistake that was made inside of the live stream software. We did a little quick patch to that, and it's now working, and live chat messages are back up and running. So thank you all.
Or just refresh the page, it'll come up.
Yes. But yeah, thank you guys for that. Appreciate it. Glad to have you here. So again, players, welcome. Here in round 1, this is our teaser round. So you will be getting a jackpot game show type riddle, or you will get a riddle that is written in a joke format. So please pay attention very closely to those. Again, you will have 3 switches to help you along the way in the first 3 rounds. And again, that is 3 total for the first 3 rounds, not for each individual round themselves. And also, you also have that option to pass if you need to help get you onto another question that may be more suited for you. Now, with that being said, Scott is our higher overall rated seed. He has chosen to go first in rounds 2 and 4, which means, Dave, we will be starting with you. Are you ready?
Yes.
Dave, your time begins now. What can be found on a sheet of music and on a secretary's paper pad?
Pass.
Stroll in the ancient forum or the Vatican nearby. In the eternal city, you'll be sure to sigh.
Rome.
Correct, Scott. I'll be sure to stop a tennis ball if it's not high enough in the air. And when I'm used in the water,
Racket.
No.
Oh,
What does a carpenter have in common with someone who works in a beauty parlor?
nails.
Correct, Dave. I could have been wine, but the sun was too hasty and dried me out in time. Now
Grapes?
I'm sweetened. No. For fighting apartheid into prison, I was sent. But in 1994, after much time
Nelson
spent,
Mandela.
Correct, Scott. In front of this word, put brief or suit for fun. It's also what lawyers say they'll rest in a court of law when they're done.
Case.
Correct, Dave. This is a type of competition for spelling, story writing, and more. Do your best and submit your entry, then wait for the judges to rate and score.
B.
No, Scott, or excuse me, Dave. It's an exact twin of something, an identical duplicate. You also call a person this type of cat if they like to mimic or imitate.
Switch.
Scott,
Copycat.
correct, Dave. I'm in an Asian country whose name is the same as a type of fine, white pottery or porcelain. Where am I?
Pass.
With 3 letters in its name, you can be told it's a drink made from leaves enjoyed hot or cold.
T.
Correct, Scott. What does a beach have in common with an hourglass?
Sand.
Correct, Dave. Good food may be
Swish.
my strongest. Scott, good food may be my strongest suit, but looking at my map is a real hoot. I am, after all, shaped like a boot.
Italy.
Correct, Dave. What does a coat or a pair of pants have in common with a pool table?
Pockets.
Correct, Scott. It's usually the first word in a letter that you sit down to write. It sounds the same as a forest animal that seems shy and is rarely in sight.
Pass.
My shape is always oval and my color brown or white. If you were feeling hungry, crack my shell you might.
A peanut.
No. A country covered by mountains but not touching any sea, famed for chocolate and watches and its neutrality.
Switzerland.
Correct, Dave. Beluga Great Time is up. And with that, Scott, you have won this first round here. You will be taking 10.406 seconds along with you into the second round. Back up to the booth.
Oh boy. Kind of what I was expecting for USA versus Canada down there. Scott barely keeping time on his clock with enough to get by Dave. Holy hell.
Yeah, definitely a fight to the end. You know, I thought Scott was going to come out with more time on that first round, but Dave pulled out a few switches and, you know, Scott answered back on one of them, but, you know, he kind of held Scott's time up because of that.
Exactly. And there was at one point I think Scott might have had his wire pulled out of his microphone. I hope Seamus ain't down there toying with him. Nope, he's good. All right. Stats O'Toole, what you got?
Love the name, by the way. All right, so in terms of questions, both players got a total of 8 questions. Scott got 5 of them correct and missed 3 of them, whereas Dave went 50-50, 4 right and 4 wrong. And as for switches, Dave used 2 in that first round, so he only has 1 left, but Scott still has all 3 of his, and he starts the second round.
I don't know, Travis. You think Scott's going to do to Dave what Dave did to Scott?
He might, but he might. I don't know if he's going to save him for another round, or we'll just have to wait and see. This second round is going to be a different form of play, so we'll see who's strong and who's weak.
Yeah, it's the odd one out round, and this is where we really see the players come to life. So let's see what kind of life they bring as we take it back down to the floor with the questionnaire, the question man, the question God.
Thank you. Players, take your positions. I've gotten used to him saying question, man. Okay, so with that being said, players, here in round 2, this is the odd one out round. In this round, I will give you 3 answers along with the question. You will figure out which one does or does not belong with that question. Now, as you heard before, Dave, you did use 2 switches in the previous round, so you only have 1 to use for rounds 2 and 3. Scott, you did not use any switches, so you have all 3 of yours remaining for the next 2 rounds. With that being said, Scott, you will be going first in this round. Are you ready?
Yes.
Then, Scott, your time begins now. 2 of these words are synonyms of trespass. Which one isn't? Encroach, infringe, enter.
Enter.
Correct. Dave, 2 of these instruments belong in the brass section of an orchestra. Which one does not? Baritone, trombone, bassoon.
Baritone.
No. Which one of these months does not have 31 days? January, July, September.
September only has 30.
Correct. Scott, which one of these is not a type of bird? Watercress, puffin, buzzard.
Watercress?
Correct. Dave, blood helps move 2 of these things around the human body. Which one doesn't blood move? Food, oxygen, old tissue.
Food.
No. 2 of these countries once owned a part of the present-day USA. Which one did not? France, Holland, Germany.
Holland.
No. Which one of these people won't you find in the legends of King Arthur? Queen Guinevere, Little John, Sir Lancelot.
Little John.
Correct. Scott, 2 of these states. Dave, 2 of these states border California. Which one does not? New Mexico, Oregon, Nevada.
Nevada. Shit.
No. 2 of these items are instruments used by a doctor. Which one isn't? Timpani, forceps, scalpel.
Timpani.
Correct. Scott, 2 of these large cities are in South America. Which one is not? Buenos Aires, Rio de Janeiro, Casablanca.
Casablanca?
Correct. Dave, in which one of these ways will the poles of 2 magnets attract? North and north, north and south, south and south.
North and south.
Correct. Scott, which one of these cities is not a state capital? Seattle, Annapolis, Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge.
No. Which one of these words is not spelled correctly? Chaos.
Switch.
Dave,
Switch.
which one of these? Scott, which one of these words is not spelled correctly? Chaos. C-H-A-O-S. Havoc. H-A-V-O-C. Disruption. D-E-S-R-U.
Disruption.
Correct. Dave, which one of these? And time is up. And with that, Fast and Furious Scott, you have won that round. You will take 33.454 seconds along with you into the final round. Back up to the booth.
Okay, Dan. I'm just gonna crumple up this piece of paper here because Baton Rouge. Travis, you got something to say while I'm doing this?
A lot of regret in that round, I would say. We know where that's coming from. I'm a little speechless. I'm not a part of that, so you got to take that away yourself, just so to
Right.
say.
I mean, they did try to employ some strategies. Some of them actually backfired. Stats McClanahan down there. what do you have to say about this?
First off, you want me to smack Scott with that plank of wood for not getting Baton Rouge, or are you good?
Just leave the wood alone.
Okay, fine.
Just the stats and leave the wood alone.
All right, fine. So, in terms of questions, Scott got 5 total. I hear that. I heard that, Travis. 4 right and 1 wrong for Scott out of 5. Whereas Dave...
which one you got wrong?
I knew you were going to say something about that. And as for Dave, little bit of deja vu because he had 8 questions, went 50-50 again. 4 right and 4 wrong. And looking at the switches, Dave used his last one in that round, so he has 0 going into this round. And Scott used 2 of his switches, so he has 1 remaining.
Well, let's see if Scott's going to use that last switch or if he's going to hold on to it for dear life. And he's probably contemplating that I'm sorry note in the back of his head, but we'll find that out after the show ends. In the meantime, let's start round 3, huh, Travis?
Yeah, let's do that. Take it to the floor.
Straight to the floor, straight to the question God himself.
Question man!
There it is. Players, take your position. All right, players, here in round 3, this is our sequencing round. In this round, you will be given a question with 3 answers, and you will be asked to give your answer in one of 3 ways. It could ask you to give the answer and all 3 of them in a particular order, which you will need to pay attention to. It could ask you to give 2 answers, what we call the bookend answers, meaning one from each end, such as largest and smallest, and you will need to be very specific with that answer. If you only give me the answers without telling me where they belong, you will be counted wrong. And then finally, you could be asked for just 1 answer, which normally they are only looking for one or the other, such as the largest or the smallest. So do pay close attention to that. Now, again, Dave, you have used all of your switches, so you have none to use in this round. Just a quick reminder there, Jose, how many did you say Scott had?
He has 1.
1 remaining. Thank you very much. Just wanted to make sure that my paper was right as well. So, Scott, you have 1 to use in this round. And do remember, if you do save it, it will move forward with you into round 4. So, with that being said, Dave, we will start with you in this round. Are you ready?
Yes.
Dave, your time begins now. Arrange these words in the order they appear in a dictionary. Stump, style, stumble.
Stumble, then stump, then style.
Correct. Scott. List these creatures by body length, longest to shortest. Great white shark, boa constrictor, crocodile.
Great white shark, boa constrictor, crocodile.
Correct. Dave. Arrange these cities in order by how close they are to Los Angeles. Closest first. Phoenix, Denver, St. Louis.
Phoenix, Denver, St. Louis.
Correct. Scott. Arrange these words in the order they appear in a dictionary. Beard, beans, beauty.
Beans, beard, beauty.
Correct. Dave.
Oh.
Here are 3 important presidents. Place them in chronological order. Woodrow
Pass.
Wilson. These are the 3 largest countries in the world by area size. Place them in order, largest to smallest. China, Canada, Russia.
Russia, highest, then Canada, then China.
Correct. Scott. Going by their names, which of these magazines has the most issues in a year? The Biweekly Bulletin, the Tri-Monthly Tribune, or the Semi-Annual Star?
Biweekly.
Correct. Dave. Place these Roman numerals in order, smallest to largest. XC, XL, XV.
XV, then XL, then XC.
Correct. Scott. Arrange these words in the order they appear in a dictionary. Kingdom, kindly, kindness.
Kingdom.
No. Here are
Go.
three
Yeah.
great historical empires. Which one ruled the most area at its peak? The British Empire, the Aztec Empire, or the Roman Empire?
Roman.
No. Arrange these popular dog types by weight, heaviest to lightest. Bulldog, German Shepherd, Cocker Spaniel.
German Shepherd, Cocker Spaniel, Bulldog.
No. Arrange these fractions from highest to lowest. 6/8, 7/14, 8/12.
6/8, 8/12, 7/14.
Correct, Dave. Who has been taking piano lessons the longest? Charlie for half of a year, Diane for 30 weeks, Desmond for 150 days.
The longest person is half a year.
Gotta be
No,
more specific.
30 weeks. The
Correct.
the
I will
person who's
take
been
that.
doing it
Scott, time is up, and to be honest with you, Scott, there's no way I would have gotten enough of a question out. Once you said 30 weeks, that was acceptable. That was the acceptable answer at that point, so I did give it to you then. So, Dave, you have won this round. You will be taking 17.618 seconds along with you into the final round. Back up to the booth.
Just when you thought Scott was going to go 1, 2, 3 against Dave, Dave pulls out an upset on that one. And Travis is asleep. Yay.
Wow.
No, we're not.
I was about to say.
You know, these mic issues, Seamus, we love you. You're killing us here. Yeah, just a little bit. No, but Dave being able to salvage some time for that himself in that round, closing the gap, will definitely help him out in the final round.
Definitely. And it went from Scott having at least a 35-second advantage to now Scott's only got, I think, a 17-second advantage if the math turns out right. Stats McClanagan.
Hey, Jason.
Hey.
I was hoping if you didn't mind, I could pass it over to the statistician, if that was okay with you.
I was about to.
Fantastic. So now we're going to go over to our statistician, Dancing with the Stats. Tell us more.
Best name ever.
Stick with it. Stick with it, turd. I love it to death. But yes. So in terms of statistics here with questions, Scott had a total of 7 questions. 4 of them he got correct. 3 of them wrong. Whereas with Dave, he had 6 total questions, 5 of them correct, and only 1 incorrect. And in terms of switches, the numbers have not changed. Scott did not use that last switch of his. So going into the final round, Dave will have 1 switch to use, whereas Scott will have 2. We'll see how this turns out going into the final round.
I'm
Hashtag dancing with the stats.
I'm just over here writing that down, dancing with that. Trying to come up with other names we could use throughout the rest of the show.
I love it. Thank you.
Yeah, the players are really close. You know, they're within about 10% on total questions right. And yeah, Scott with a 26-second advantage. This could be a very close match here in the final round. They have been given the extra switch, so Dave has 1, Scott has 2. Can't wait to see it. So I don't know. How about you?
I can't wait to see it either. The final round throws down in a couple of seconds right after I say, let's take it back to the floor, to the question God.
Question man.
Take him to church.
For the last time this evening, players, take your positions. All right, so players here in round 4, this is our wild card round. Of course, in this round, you could get a question that comes from any type of category whatsoever, so you have absolutely got to be even further on your toes in this round. So, of course, Dave, you had used all of your switches in the previous round. You are given one extra one here, so you have one to use here. Just confirming, Scott had one left, correct? He did not use that final one in round 3?
Correct. So he'll have 2.
All right, fantastic. So, yeah, with your extra one, Scott, that gives you 2 to use here. Dave, you had banked 17.618 seconds. That rounds up to 18 seconds, along with your base time of 1 minute and 30 seconds, gives you 1 minute 48 seconds to use in this round. Scott, you had banked a total of 43.860 seconds, which rounds up to 44 seconds. We put that with your 1 minute and 30 seconds of base time, which gives you 2 minutes and 14 seconds to use here in this round. Of course, whoever has time remaining at the end of this round, you will be moving on here in the tournament into the quarterfinals. With that being said, we wish both of you the best of luck. Scott, are you ready?
I am.
Then, Scott, your time begins now. Give me 3 living creatures that begin with the letter L, like Larry.
Lion, leopard, lynx.
Correct, Dave. I'm going to give you a historical person with the missing vowels. N, blank, P, blank, L, blank, blank, N.
Napoleon.
Correct, Scott. Find the 2 types of magnets below. Clipper, horseshoe, bar.
Horseshoe and bar.
Correct, Dave. Give me 3 words that rhyme with O, old, O-L-D.
Cold, mold, bold.
Correct, Scott. True or false? Penguins are found in the North and South Pole.
False.
Correct, Dave. Give me the only U.S. state that begins with the letter L.
Louisiana.
Correct, Scott.
Switch.
Dave, I'm going to give you a country with the missing vowels. Blank T, blank L-Y.
Italy.
Correct, Scott. Find the 2 things below that are soluble in water. Salt, sand, sugar.
Salt and sugar.
Correct, Dave. Give me 3 words that rhyme with loose. L-O-O-S-E.
Choose spruce, moose, goose.
Correct, Scott. True or false? In ancient Greek mythology, the king of the gods was Apollo.
False.
Correct, Dave. Give me 3 words that begin with N-U. The N is in Nancy.
Switch.
Scott.
Numbers.
Correct, Dave. Here is a country with the missing vowels. R blank, S-S blank blank.
Russia.
Correct, Scott. Find the 2 languages below. Genoa, Swahili, Dutch.
Swahili and Dutch.
Correct, Dave. Give me 3 words that rhyme with litter.
Sitter, bitter, fitter.
Correct, Scott. True or false? The famous Roman leader Julius Caesar spent his old age exiled in Babylon.
True.
No. Give me 3 words that begin with C-L-I.
Climber, clip.
Correct, Dave. Give me 2 living creatures that begin with the letter F.
Sorry.
F
What
as in
letter?
Frank.
Switch.
You have, excuse me, you didn't have a switch.
No
Dave,
switches.
So you.
Pass.
Give me 3 words that rhyme with cheese.
Sneeze, breeze, please.
Correct, Scott. True or false? The Pacific Ocean is almost twice as big as the Atlantic Ocean.
True.
Correct, Dave. Give me 3 words that begin with M and end in T.
Mount, Matt. Good game, Scott.
Time is up. Congratulations to Scott Michels. You have won this game of Grand Slam. Congratulations. We go back up to the booth.
Good game indeed, Dave.
That was a lot of fun. Thank you very much.
damn close right there at the beginning, and then all of a sudden Scott started pulling away, and just seemed like he knew right when to switch it over on Dave twice at that.
Yeah, he saved those switches, used them at the most opportune time, and took the pressure off him when he needed to.
Yeah, and especially one of those switches, he switched it right as soon as the question man started even forming the question. It's like, switch, wait what? Okay, that's a new strategy. Let's see who else picks up on that one.
Right, and you know, as they're moving forward, each player is going to take a new strategy to face somebody else. It's going to be interesting to see who ends up on top as they play each other, who's going to win what rounds. But, you know, it was a close one. Dave he definitely put up a big fight for himself, but unfortunately Scott was just able to come out on top today.
And speaking of Dave, he's coming up here right now. Dave, despite not having the opening match per se, you held your own.
Yeah, thank you guys. Well, Justin and I did have an exhibition game that didn't get streamed, but that did help. I mean, I think really watching everything was a big part of it as well. I'd have to watch it back, but I think the riddles were a big part of it. And then I think that's the first question that I've seen where you had to come up with 3 words with the first letter and the last letter. So, I mean, I probably would have run out of time anyway, but Scott's a beast. I think it's just a big question of who can think of something within the first couple of seconds, and he did more often than not, and I just needed those 2 or 3 seconds just to get something. Then I had boom, boom, boom right away, but then it's a timed game, so that's just how it goes, and I can't wait to face him again in Grand Slam 24 or any other type of trivia event. I need to even up this score, and I think Scott is a well-deserved 7 seed and could really surprise in the next couple of rounds.
Well, there goes my question card that I have for the rest of the interview.
And I do appreciate, guys. Like I said, I thank you very much for letting me be here, and for being a 10 seed. I am very grateful for that. That you guys thought that much of me, and now the stress is away, and I can just watch and do color with you guys, and I can't wait to see who wins.
That, and you could strategize some more to prepare for next year's tournament.
You bet. Absolutely.
Hell of a try there, Dave. We'll look forward to seeing you next year or later on in the series, for that matter.
Can't wait, guys. Again, can't wait to see who goes through to round 2, and the Elite 8 is going to be must-see TV. I encourage everyone to subscribe and get those notifications, because this is something special, and we got MVG's got some really great people here. So keep watching, everybody.
Thank you, and thanks for that plug for everybody out there. If you haven't done it yet, go do it. Dave said go do it. I say go do it. Go do it. In the meantime, let's get Scott up here.
Scott,
Oh boy.
how did that last round make you feel, first of all?
I just had to set everything aside. I had to focus on one thing, and now all the jitters and everything are coming out now, and oh boy, that got my adrenaline going. Because Dave is nobody to sleep on.
Definite facts on that, and you were able to pull out a successful win on that. You are able to move into the next round, and let's actually take a look at that bracket and see who you could be possibly facing in the next round.
Mm-hmm.
We have
that's coming up now there for you.
Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have.
There's the tail of the tape there. It's either going to be Elliot or it's going to be Braden.
You know, we gotta ask.
Mhm.
Who would you rather face?
I don't know. Because Elliot's got the speed behind him, but Braden has knowledge. Like, Elliot is a very smart guy. I have to say that, and there's a reason he's ranked as high as he is. And Braden, I haven't got to play much against him, so that would be a match I don't know what I'm expecting. So, coin toss in the air. If I had to pick one, I would say Braden, just because it would be fun to actually play him for the first time. But if it's Elliot, I won't be mad.
Just hope that they don't ask another Baton Rouge question. I'm just saying.
Listen, in the words of a famous song, it was the heat of the moment.
Baton Rouge is in the capital. I'm writing to my governor right now. All right,
Yeah.
the capital too.
Yeah, I'm sitting there. I'm sitting there. The first two answers, I'm like, sure. What's the last answer? Baton Rouge. I messed up.
It's all in fun, bro. Congratulations to you. You move on to the quarterfinals and you await your fate between Elliot and Braden.
I will be ready.
Third, any parting words for Scott here?
Well, hey, Scott, fantastic
Mhm.
job that you did there. Yes, I think for it being, you still being in the tournament and you having to go and sit next to him, that was probably definitely a faux pas that you're going to continue to hear as the tournament goes along, not knowing about Baton Rouge, especially when your opponent there, Dave, knew that state, the only one that was an L was Louisiana, especially since southeastern Canada.
That's why Dave gets bonus point in my book.
Yeah. So you might have won the war, but I believe there Dave definitely won the battle. But good job by you, and Dave have to come over to you as well. First of all, again, thank you so
very
much
much,
for
Turd.
participating in the tournament.
Jason, is it worth 49 seconds of bonus points for getting the Louisiana question?
Wow.
But yeah, hey, with
Sorry, Turd, again. Thank you very much for having me. It's been wonderful. Like I said, I can't wait to find out who wins because the stress for them just keeps going up. Mine is gone. So thank you again.
Well, and hey, I know you said that about your number 10 overall seed. Like, again, it was not just me that came up with the seeding. You definitely deserve the number 10 position there. And again, regardless of what the time says at the end, you put up a heck of a fight. And I believe if you and Scott went at it, almost like Baseball World Series, I think we would see a 4-3 finish at the end. So you did a very good job for yourself. Yeah, sounds like you've went into 56K modem land. So again, congratulations to you.
No,
and
sorry. Sorry, yeah. No, 4 out of 7 would definitely be what I think would happen. But yeah, Scott, the best of luck because you're a beast and you need to know that. So
Thank you.
Yeah, but thank you very much. And again, Jason, I think, Scott should be feeling good that he's made it into the quarters, but I think he's got to be a little nervous seeing what he is waiting to come out towards him. Is it going to be Braden Dees, who very smart man, good friend of mine, but he's going to need to bring everything and potentially different parts of the military with him because Elliot Schiff, he is man bear pig, like he is a monster, like
He is lightning quick.
So yeah, Scott, I'll tell you this: you better be studying now. Eat your beans and franks. Say your prayers, whatever you got to do, because if Elliot comes out your way, that's going to be the fight of your life, and you will earn your position if you defeat him. But yeah, so Jason, this has been a great matchup. Definitely looking forward to the next one. But I think it's about time that we wrap things up here tonight for Grand Slam. Of course, this will be the final matchup for tonight. I know you guys have gotten seen two. I know some of you may be wondering about the Kevin Henry Jose Cosres matchup. Kevin was a little under the weather this evening, so was not able to be with us. But he did say if he's feeling better, he'll be back tomorrow. And there is a possibility we may get quite a few matches in tomorrow. And there's the outside shot. We may make it all the way through and finish up round 2 tomorrow. That would be 4 matches. And so far, all of the higher seeds have moved on. We'll see if that continues as we move on in this tournament. But I'd like to thank our contestants here tonight, Scott Michels and Dave Standish. I'd like to thank our people up here in the booth, Jason Myers, Travis Coulter, and Stats the Way. I like it.
Dang it, Turner. That's an even better name than Dancing with the Stats. Come on, man.
But I was your questioner, Herd Ferguson, and you sure as hell aren't. We'll see you back here next time for another second round matchup of the 2023 MVG Grand Slam Tournament.
This was an MVG Production.